Okay. Honorable Junet.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, I stand to support the amendments of the Senate, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, let's be honest. And let us be honest to ourselves and let us be honest to Kenyans, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, some of these counties that you are seeing in this country have seen 1 billion shillings for the first time in their lives after devolution, Madam Speaker. We shall not be used as a house to kill devolution, Madam Speaker. We must stand up because that is the only way we are going to save devolution, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as you are aware, the Senate has only asked for an increment. They have never said we remove the money from NGCDF. They never said we remove from fuel levy. They never said, Madam Speaker. There are devolved functions that are being held here in Nairobi, like the health functions, like agriculture functions. Why are you keeping those monies in Nairobi here? Why don't you send those monies to the counties, Madam Speaker? That is why we have people eating now fertilizer money in this country, Madam Speaker. Why can't you send those monies to the counties? Madam Speaker, what I am saying, if Osoro might want to know what I am saying, is that we must send more money to the counties. If you want to deal with corruption at the counties, deal with corruption. Jail governors, jail chief officers, and all kind of people. But you cannot deny the people of Kenya who live in counties money in the pretext of corruption, Madam Speaker. There is more corruption in national government than in the counties, and nobody speaks about it, Madam Speaker. 90% of our resources remain in the national government. It doesn't remain in the counties. We are devolving less than 15% to counties, and we magnify the corruption there as though that is the only money that is in Kenya, Madam Speaker. Monies are in Nairobi. Monies are in ministries. Monies are in PSS and ministers here. That is why we are dealing with issues of fertilizer today, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to urge this House. Let us not be used as a house to kill devolution. What is going to bring life to this country? What is going to develop this country? What is going to make this country a first world country, Madam Speaker, is devolution. That is how Germany developed, that is how France developed, and that is how all democracies developed, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to say this.
Give Honorable Makilap the microphone.
Hello.
Madam Speaker, I hope, Madam Speaker, let me conclude by saying that you cannot add 6 billion shillings.
Honorable Junet, take your seat. Honorable Makilap, what is out of order? And let's get the IT department work on the sound. Honorable Makilap.
Madam Speaker, I think we've had enough debate on this matter, and we can call the mover to reply. Because, Madam Speaker, this matter is as good as done, Madam Speaker, and we can invoke Article 95 and call the mover to reply.
I will let Honorable Junet finish.
Madam Speaker, it will be sad Honorable Makilap, who was a former Speaker of Baringo County, can be used to derail devolution in this country. But Madam Speaker, we are dealing with a budget of 3.9 trillion, almost 4 trillion. And we are giving counties only 396 billion, Madam Speaker. And we have added this year, this financial year, only 6 billion shillings, Madam Speaker. If you divide 6 billion shillings by 47 counties, every county is going to get 30 million shillings. What kind of money is that? What kind of money is that? Is that enough to develop this country? Madam Speaker, let us be honest to each other. If we want to develop this country, we must devolve funds. If there are issues of corruption, we must deal with them. We cannot use corruption to stifle devolution, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, look at what's happening to devolution. Since the inception 2013, the devolution is struggling to get their required amount of money. Madam Speaker, in this House, when we are dealing with the devolution, with the division of revenue, we are supposed to divide this money vertically first between counties and national government, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, if you hate your governor, that is your own problem. You can go and sort out your issues at home.
You are totally out of order. Totally. Out of order. Honorable Junet, wind up.
Madam Speaker, I want to tell Honorable Osoro, if you hate your governor, you can go and sort out your problems at home. If you want to run for governor, it's up to you. If you want to run for MCA, it's up to you. But the fact of the matter is, the only monies that Kenyans are enjoying is the money that goes to devolution, Madam Speaker. No other money is on the ground. And the NGCDF, those two monies, county governments and CDF money, that is all, Madam Speaker. All the other monies are in the hands of people like Lituri. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, in my own evaluation, I see there are still some interested members to speak on this motion. So I will not put the question. I will give 2 people from my right, and I will give another 2 on my left. If there is more, we will continue for a while. Honorable Mukunji, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me start by saying I rise to reject in totality, Honorable Speaker, the Division of Revenue Bill as it has come from Senate. Honorable Speaker, I want to first correct Honorable Member Junet that in his constituency he doesn't have to do work for him to be elected. He just have to say the name of a person I don't want to mention. Honorable Speaker, the Constitution of Kenya says that you only have by constitution to give 15% of the revenue to the county government, Honorable Speaker. This year, Honorable Speaker, we have actually added from last year from 375 billion to 391 billion, Honorable Speaker, to the county governments. Honorable Speaker, many people will agree with me that the money that goes to the county is invisible compared to any other resources that come through GAF, NGCDF, and Honorable Speaker, money that is actually appropriated through CARE, Honorable Speaker. And it is unfair to continue adding these monies without seeing results, Honorable Speaker. I want to say that, Honorable Speaker, we need to actually encourage conditional grants to county governments more than giving them a budget line that is going, Honorable Speaker, to be going to their pockets and actually to salaries and remuneration and entertainment for our governors, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we actually need to empower NGCDF and other funds, Honorable Speaker, because, Honorable Speaker, what we have done in this country in the name of devolution is created semi-gods and people who actually enrich themselves without the thought of our people that require resources and work to be done. Honorable Speaker, while we are discussing this, it is important for this House to critically think about empowering our county assemblies. These are people who have actually been given few coins, and we need to actually ensure what fund and their own autonomy is maintained, so that, Honorable Speaker, we don't create people who can run away with the whole budget and without even thinking twice, Honorable Speaker, they can only be sought after they have done with their term. Honorable Speaker, I was reading the paper yesterday and I saw a whole page full of faces of former governors in very unscrupulous way, Honorable Speaker, having acquired monies and they are under investigations. It is critical for this House to think of how and what works is what is supposed to be empowered. What doesn't work, Honorable Speaker, is not supposed to be empowered. Honorable Speaker, as the chairman of Kenya Young Parliamentarians, I want to reject in totality the bill, and we need to go to mediation so that we can give governors what is supposed to be given to them. Honorable Speaker, I reject. Thank you.
Minority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. And I want to join my colleagues in supporting the motion. And the Honorable Speaker, from the outset, I want to say that I agree in totality with the Senate in their proposed amendments to the Division of Revenue Bill. Honorable Speaker, let me say this. And you know, the Honorable Chairman of Budget is a noble man and a very good student of economics and finance. What the Senate amendments are saying in very simple and layman language is that in our own calculations, the counties need much more than what you have allocated them. That increase this money from 396 billion to 415 billion shillings. The Senate is not telling us that remove money from NGCDF, remove money from road maintenance levy, whatever. The Senate is simply saying that the counties require much more than you have given them. So it is incumbent. It is incumbent upon us that to look round in a budget of 3.9 trillion Kenya shillings, to look around and find out where can we get these extra monies and reallocate to the counties. That is the plain, simple language that the Senate is actually communicating. Honorable Speaker, I am one of those people who would be totally opposed to removing money from NGCDF. I am also one of those people who will be totally opposed to interfering with the road maintenance levy fund. Honorable Speaker, we know that the counties are dealing with very, very critical functions that go to the heart of the common person at the grassroots. The counties are in charge of agriculture. The counties are in charge of health. The counties are in charge of water. The counties are in charge of social services. The counties are in charge of rural roads and all those other functions that are critical. What has happened in this country in the past that we must deal with, that we must confront, is the fact that we were able to devolve functions. We were able to divide these functions without actually doing proper costing of the functions. The end result is that counties have been given functions which they are unable to perform, Honorable Speaker. Counties have been given functions without the requisite funds to manage those functions. It is a duty, it is a historic duty of this House to right those wrongs. The only way to right those wrongs is to be reasonable, is to be sensible, is to address these issues objectively. Honorable Speaker, my own layman mind tells me that even the 415 billion that the senators are proposing could still be way below what the county governments need. Honorable Speaker, in the fullness of time, we might actually find that the county governments require much more money. Honorable Speaker, I'll be proposing that after this current budget cycle, we agree as a House to perhaps constitute a select committee, a special committee, to look at this whole aspect, this whole issue of functions and their costing. Honorable Speaker, unless we do that, we shall continue to starve counties of the monies they need to implement, to perform the functions that they have been accorded, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, this is a no-brainer. I want to plead to my colleagues to support this motion and endorse the amendments as proposed by the Senate. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, you'll give me some time. I said I'll give 2 from my right and 2 from my left. I have given 1 each. I'll now give the majority whip.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think it's important for us not to engage ourselves in populism politics when we are discussing very, very serious matters. We all live in this country, Honorable Speaker. NGCDF has been in existence for over 20 years. Yeah, for about 20 years, Honorable Speaker. Devolution in this country came into place in 2013. But you can hardly show what devolution or county governments have done compared to what NGCDF does. Honorable Speaker, it's important for us to also to be very factual. Some of these governors that we are defending so much, that we are or county governments that we are defending to have a lot of money, cannot even spend the amount, cannot even spend the entire amount whenever they get it. we are getting into the closure of the financial year, but you'll realize that some governors have not even spent a quarter of the amounts that they got when the financial year started. I mean, really, here we are debating on how we can be able to add them more funds for roads. When we all live in this country that governors do not even do roads, or the county governments are not working. We are telling them, this house, if we allow the proposal by the Senate on the division of revenue bill, Honorable Speaker, it will then mean that the amounts that we place for the 22% that is under the control of the members of parliament should be managed or governed by the governors. When we know their incapacitation, when we know they are not able, when we know they will not do it, when we know they will use it for other purposes. Honorable Speaker, in totality, when you say that you have the money, like Honorable Odhiambo has said, you must show which place you are taking this money from. Who are you subtracting to add for the county revenue? Which person are you subtracting? And in this case, the main casualty will be the members of parliament. It will be the NGCDF. It will be the NGAF. Instead, we should actually be discussing on how we can add NGCDF money. We discuss on how we can be able to add NGAF, because at least we are able to see what NGCDF is doing, what NGAF is doing. Members of parliament seated on the opposite side, Honorable Speaker, are only playing populism politics. They know even from the counties they come from, it's nothing. I see Honorable Rene shouting, but in her county there is nothing. Roads are pathetic. I was there last weekend. The roads that are done by the governor Nyaribo in Nyamira is zero. He's doing nothing. I see Honorable Obadia complaining here, but you go to Bomachoge, Borabu, the village roads that are supposed to be done by the county governments have not been done. They are pathetic. The ECD classes that they are supposed to build are not being built. We cannot add money to the counties. To whom much is given, much is expected.
Honorable members, do not raise your hands. Honorable Kibagendi, use your cards. Honorable Mayaka, you don't shout.
Yeah, use your cards.
I cannot see you on my screen. Stop shouting in the house.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I wind up, Honorable Speaker, to whom much is given, much is expected. A lot has been given to the county governments, but we can hardly see. You will need a microscope to identify what governors do. But everything NGCDF does is in full glare of the eyes of everybody. Everything that the NGAF is doing is visible. But you will need a microscope to see what governors are doing. You will see classes being built by NGCDF across the country. You will actually mark. But in the county government structure, you will actually need a microscope. What the only development those guys are doing is walking in a convoy of 20 vehicles, moving around funerals, you know, one vehicle carrying a chair, another vehicle carrying carpets, another vehicle carrying goons, another vehicle carrying microphones, another vehicle carrying a girlfriend, and then they go there, they disrupt functions in barrios, carrying themselves in high titles, and then you are discussing on how to add the money here. Governors should be subtracted money, not being added. And that subtraction should come to NGCDF and NGAF. And for that reason, Honorable Speaker, we reject the proposal by the Senate on the division of revenue bill. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, honorable members, I will then give the member for Migori, Honorable Fatuma.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to support this because I come from Migori County. I also have a governor called Ochilo Ayako who is working. Honorable Osoro, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, Honorable Osoro has a personal problem with Simbarati. I can give you guidelines on fighting him, but saying that county's money was going to kindly be a man. Stop being a woman in a market. Honorable Osoro is interfering with me. Honorable Osoro, I can tell you 100 times that you are shouting and your misbehavior cannot remove Simbarati from his position. He is the governor, and please give Simbarati time to work. All you do is fight and plan to kill him. That will not remove him from the seat. Madam Speaker, there's too much noise, I can't contribute. Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, I support this.
Madam Chair,
You are not on microphone. Order, members. Order, members. Point of order is not done by shouting. Honorable member for Madeira, it is not shouting. You put your card and put intervention. Honorable Bowen, what is out of order?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, the debate before us, Madam Chair, is about division of revenue bill. But it is not about, I had the honorable member for Migori. It's not about Simbarati and Osoro.
Osoro specified.
Madam Speaker, I was just asking if the member is in order to discuss people who are not in this house and also to stick to the relevance of the debate in the house. Who is killing who? And who is killing who, Madam Chair? Because she made some unsubstantiated claims of killings. I think the Honorable Chair of Migori, she's completely out of order.
Honorable Fatuma. Honorable Fatuma. Did you make unsubstantiated?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't,
No,
Madam Speaker.
Order, members.
Madam
I am
Speaker,
addressing
it's me to
Honorable
answer.
Fatuma.
Yes, Madam Speaker. I did not make such statement, but he was shouting back, and he was shouting about Simbarati, so I answered him back. I only said what he said in my own words, in my voice. But he knows what I'm talking about, Madam Speaker. Kindly allow me to contribute. Madam Speaker, I think the other side is blackmailing the other MPs. I don't see anywhere where the senator said that the money will be taken from NCDF or NGAF. So let us be honest. You have cheated Kenyans enough times and we can't continue cheating Kenyans.
Honorable,
when it comes to this...
Member for Migori, stick to the relevant topic, but...
I am very relevant, Madam Speaker.
Members
Speaker.
on my right also maintain decorum. Honorable Fatuma, continue.
Madam Speaker, I'm very relevant because I listened to the two speakers from the other side, what they said. And they said that NGAF is working well, NCDF is working well. My point is this. I agree 100% that NCDF is working well and NGAF, but I don't see anywhere in that bill where they have stated that money will be taken from this other kitty. So the Kenyans are watching. Let us be honest with Kenyans. We can't continue blackmailing Kenyans anymore. Counties need more money. We have seen many things that were not in other counties. Madam Speaker, I would like to bring to this house that not everybody voted for this government. And we are known that a government that you never voted for always do not give you development. It is only the county government that comes to our rescue, especially the minority. So we cannot blackmail here and talk of NCDF. Look at Honorable Osoro. When I talk of those statements like killing because of his behavior, he behaved so badly. Like a first time who never even went to school. We went to school, let us behave like people went to school. Arati will win whether you like it or not. Madam Speaker,
Order. Honorable members, we do not make aspersions to one another in this house. Honorable members, as I had promised, we will do two on my right side and two on the minority side, then I will put the question. Order, members. I therefore put the question. Oh, yes, before we get to the question, we will have the Chair, Budget and Appropriations Committee to reply.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And I actually rise to agree with all the members who have had a contribution to make this afternoon. I agree with the members on the right side of the Speaker, and I also agree with the members on the left side of the Speaker. I agree with the Majority Leader as much as I...
Kindly, as I said, use your cards. I will go with your cards. If you have a point of order, I need to see on my screen.
Honorable Speaker,
Honorable Speaker, I agree with the Majority Leader, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, as much as I agree with the Minority Leader, Honorable Opio, Honorable Speaker. I agree with Honorable Osoro, as much as I agree with Honorable Junet.
Member
All
for
those
Super
points.
North, what is out of order? Hold on, Honorable Dende.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do apologize for the Chair of Budget, who is my chair. I don't want to interrupt him. But, Madam Speaker, I don't think it is in order for Honorable Osoro to be physically making sexually suggestive gestures in this house. He is pointing to his penis in this house while pointing at Honorable Fatuma. It is completely out of order. It is abhorrent. It is backward. Madam Speaker, it is not allowed in this house.
Order.
We don't even know whether he performs. What is he showing us here?
Order, Honorable Millie. Order, Honorable Millie. Honorable Majority Whip is not the one on the floor. If it is something out of order, it has to be something the Honorable Member for Kiharo is doing. So continue, Honorable Member for Kiharo.
Okay. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker. No. Okay. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Member for Super North. I know you are never ashamed of your sexuality, but I don't think we have gotten to that point. Honorable Millie. So let's allow Member for Kiharo to finish. Finish your reply, Honorable Member for Kiharo.
Speaker, I thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I'll take very short time, so I request members, if it's possible, we can listen to each other. Honorable Speaker, I have listened to all the members in this house this afternoon, and I actually agree with all of them. I agree with the Majority Leader, Honorable Ichung'wah, at the same breath as I agree with Honorable Opio Andai, Honorable Speaker, who is my former chair in PAC. Honorable Speaker, I agree with Honorable Osoro, and also I agree with Honorable Junet, as much as I agree with Honorable Fatuma, as much as I agree with Honorable Mokoji and all the others. The reason for saying that, Honorable Speaker, there are some things that are without any doubt. That number one, this House supports devolution, as it was said by Honorable Junet. Just for the record purpose, ourselves on the right side, we support devolution as much as the right side, Honorable Speaker. This money goes to our counties, and we want our counties to develop. Honorable Speaker, we also have governors who are doing a good job, Honorable Speaker, including across the country, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is the only departure point, that the amount of money we are considering is limited. But even as such, Honorable Speaker, I agree with all the members, Honorable Speaker, that we need to give our counties more money, Honorable Speaker. And that is why the Budget and Appropriations Committee, actually in the budget policy statement, we went ahead, Honorable Speaker, and added our county government Kenya shillings 4 billion in conditional grants. Honorable Speaker, the money that is already there, it was not touched, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is the same reason, Honorable Speaker, as was stated by Honorable Junet, as was stated by Honorable Fatuma, Honorable Speaker, that our counties need more money. That is the same reason, Honorable Speaker, we were able to increase the monies going to our counties horizontally from Kenya shillings 375 billion to 381 billion Kenya shillings. Honorable Speaker, even beyond the constitutional threshold of 15%, the current consideration is actually 24%, Honorable Speaker. And therefore we agree our counties need more money. It is the same way, Honorable Speaker, that we agree we need more money in GAF. We need more money to electricity. We need more money to the agricultural sector. We need more money to all the other sectors. We agree in that, Honorable Speaker.
The only thing I beseech honorable members that we consider that when we are dealing with a static deficit of 2.9%, we are dealing with a closed envelope. In that closed envelope, Honorable Speaker, if you want to increase monies in the shareable revenue, Honorable Speaker, the equitable share, then something has to give way. And Honorable Speaker, the low-lying fruit across this debate, because it is not new, I want members to listen to me carefully, Honorable Speaker. If there are motions that we bring as budget committee, which we are almost indifferent, it is like this one. Whichever way the House votes, the budget committee is okay with it, Honorable Speaker. The only thing I want to beseech this House, then when we bring the estimates and you see some cuts in other areas, Honorable Speaker, will only be fulfilling your vote of today. So when we vote to increase money from 391 to 415, the budget committee is indifferent, Honorable Speaker, because you are your servants. But Honorable Speaker, where we target most as government, as parliament, is where there has been increments. If you look at the budget policy statement, which areas had increments, Honorable Speaker? One area that had an increment, and therefore is a low-lying fruit, is 50 million shillings for electricity to every constituency. The second low-lying fruit is NGCDF, which we added 8 billion. The other, Honorable Speaker, is RMLF. That is why I request this House to vote nay, Honorable Speaker, to safeguard those votes, Honorable Speaker, and I seek to move.
Okay, honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. I therefore put the question that the Senate amendments to the Division of Revenue Bill, National Bill number 14 of 2024, be now considered. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. Nay. The nays have it. Next order.
Order number 11, motion ratification of the multilateral convention to implement tax treaty related measures to prevent base erosion and profit shifting MLI. Mover to reply.
The next order is already called. Take your seats. Honorable members, the next motion, there was a typo on the order paper. We'll have the mover reply. The chairperson, Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning. Honorable Kuria Kimani, are you in the house?
Honorable Speaker, I want to thank all the members that contributed on this robust conversation on the ratification of the multilateral convention to implement tax treaty related measures to prevent base